We are live.
Over to you, Anju.
So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Anjum Qureshi, the host for the today's summit, and I welcome you all for this another exciting event, Global Changemakers Edit Summit 2025, being organized by Metamorphosis. Well, before beginning this, I would like to wish you all a very, very happy new year. I wish that this new year comes with lots of success for you. And everything that you wish for, you may achieve in this new year. And before starting with this, let me tell in short about metamorphosis. As the name says, yes, it is a platform that has helped educators from different parts of the world to join with this platform and explore uh, themselves and and learn more. Because yes, it has helped each of us. I think every one of you who has joined with me on this session would agree to it that with the help of the founder of Metamorphosis, respected Sunil ma'am, we all have improved ourselves a lot. And in the last 2 to 3 years, we have joined this platform. It has helped in transforming us. So, without wasting too much of time, I know you all are here to share your views on the topic that we have chosen for us. And before starting, there's a small request to all the speakers who are joining. Please switch on your cameras. If possible, have the backdrop, the flyer that has been provided to you for today's session, if it is possible for you. And yes, please maintain the time limits. Have 5 to 7 minutes on your topic. I hope you're aware of your topic. And yes, I will be also telling the topics when I call you. So yes, let's start with the speakers now. So first, I would like to call upon, I think Meherin Mia ma'am is not there. Meherin Mia ma'am, have you joined? Oh, she's not there. Okay, so let's start with Yana Soripika ma'am. She is here with us, and she is a chain maker, edu leader, academician of IRASA, and she will be speaking on the topic empowering individuals through education. So over to you, Yana ma'am.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Respected dear Professor Dr. Sonal Kumar Jai, ladies and gentlemen, and my colleague. I owe a special thanks for invitation to be guest speaker and send my warm greetings to organize global changemaker education summit from the founder Metamorphosis, Madam Sonal Kumar Jai and the entire team. I am a career university professor and scientist. My topic today, the importance of breeding for higher education. To go research on branding in higher education has grown. A specific focus of internal branding in this sector is still scarce. Brand support by mid-level administrative staff and deans is key element in internal branding of an university in the world. This my study is from Project Education Explorer, the exist to which internal branding contributed of these groups, understanding of and enjoyment to the public institution rebranding campaign. If identified challenges and practice inside the practice for internal branding activity when enjoying these internal stakeholders, linking to wider brand management theory and practice. A quality easy study approach was appliement to understanding the effectiveness of internal branding holistically and the context in 2024, interviews were conducted with a range of mid-level administrators and deans, including those in the student union, regional campus, directors of department, and deans of faculty and school at Serbian University. The data was analyzed using in a vivo qualitative data analysis software. On the basis of the results, is apparent that internal branding has a valuable role in relation to higher education brand management strategy. Results offer a holistic view of the rebranding practices on the explorer understanding of the environment with rebranding combined. This my lecture address a gap in the public sector brand management literature and demonstrate theoretical and practical implication for improved understanding and brand management strategy in the competitive landscape of higher education. Branding is essential for institutionally seeking to different themselves and attract prospective students. The conceptual my lecture explored the critical component of effective higher education branding and propose a framework consisting of 5 strategy steps. Understanding the influence on branding, elonging brand, identify with audience preference, ensuring consistency across all channels, incorporating community and history, and analyzing competitor brand identity. This framework aims to private institution with a comprehensive approach to development and compelling and distinct brand identity. University branding intensifying competition has increased the importance of branding in academia. Universities may, for example, wish to increase to number and quality of students, improve alumni links, recruit talent employment, and gain support from the corporate sector as well future distinguish themselves from other sectors in higher education. However, it is required that higher education is distinctly multifaceted with regard to the stakeholders' environment and thus different from many other environments. According the complex nature of higher education highlights the role of marketing and in the internal market in realizing the brand identity, creating a challenge for development shared brand meaning. Indeed, the complexity higher education as a service has been described in prior literature in terms of special characteristics in the higher education market, for example, high preserved risk and the long-term consequence for consumer. Thus, traditional branding approach are not widely applicable in the university context, and in order the successful university should pay particular attention to factors such international brand management. For example, higher education is field in which branding effort might be difficult because of great internal resistance. Future, the multiple sub-brand and the complex brand architecture seemed highly effective international branding, particularly for multi-campus universities with regional centers and university measure aimed of growing efficiency, particularly uh, difficulties areas in relation to international branding in higher education organization in terms of distinct department and units magnified identified. Branding in higher education involves creating and managing university or college image, identity, and reputation. It encompasses development and this personality, message, and visual identity on communicated institutions, value, strength, and unique offers. Is understanding timing, the influence of branding. This step emphasize the importance of monitoring brand awareness and accessing reputation to understand how the institution preserves its target audience. In evolving the attribute and emotion that the institution can evoke. A linear brand with audience preference. This focus understanding the preference and aspiration on target audience throughout branding. Much author is research university branding higher or higher education, analyzing computer brand identities, research contributions, influence of prospective students, building brand equality, the role of visual is a big problem in branding. This involves continuous monitoring or branding awareness and assessing the institution, reputation, various methods, survivors, conducting regular survey and with prospective students, current students, alumni service, faculty, and staff provide direct feedback on the institution brand perception. Feedback mechanism, implementation continuous feedback mechanism, such as online review platforms, suggestion boxes, and focus group, allow institutions to gather quality data stakeholder perception. These steps involve understanding target audience is very interesting. Gap identification. My discussion is next is the proposed conceptual framework for higher education branding integrated care principle of branding with target strategy that address unique need and challenges of academic institution. Is a very, very interesting question. Question much branding institution in globalization process in higher education. Conclusion of this my today lecture. The proposed conceptual framework integrated key branding principle with specific strategy tailored for higher education, providing a comprehensive approach to creating a compelling and distinct brand identity by understanding the influence on branding along with audience preference, ensuring consistency, incorporating community and history, and analyzing competitor institution on can effectively differentiate himself is a cooperative market. Higher education and constant synthesis showing is influence and brand management institution is challenge is time entire process globalization in the end The key will be take new action and to show how and why they work. As a recent study on market and education asked, why should the university routinely consider alternative and radial structure and role for themselves? There might, by other existing model, the emerge of we think, talk and act, rather than positive, one should consider alternative part perspective. I say, higher education institution and higher education systems must consider and purpose new part that explore, shape education, future structure and role, and branding properly understanding and use is the way to do so. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much, my colleague, my dear Sona, my dear Anu, my dear friends. Thank you very much for invitation. I speak in the important theme, branding university, branding higher education in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful start. Yes, of course, we started with branding in higher education. Yes, we talked about so much like how we are going to improve the curriculum many times. But yes, branding, it holds a very important place nowadays, especially when the competition is increasing. So it is on our part, like being in a higher education, like how what our institution is going to offer and how the students will get benefited, and especially after completing their education, what are their prospects of getting employed or going for entrepreneurship or whatever may be their career plans. And so it is very, very important that to actually propagate how we stand out in this field. And that is really a very good start. Thank you for this, your wonderful words, and thank you very much for joining with us on this summit.
Thank you very much, my colleague. I have experience in university, my country, Serbia, region West Balkan and world. I experienced in the branding university in Serbia. I study our student, our professors. Branding professors, student, and knowledge. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I love you so much. I love you so much to
Thank
all,
you.
Especially my son is myself. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. So now it's time to move on to our next speaker, Yana Soripika ma'am from Indonesia. Yana ma'am, hope now your network is proper. Okay, ma'am, over to you. And so the next 5 minutes are for you. And your topic is empowering individuals through education. So over to you, ma'am. Yana, ma'am, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Please unmute yourself. Ma'am, please unmute. We are not able to hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Microphone.
Yeah, some problem with the microphone.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now it is okay. Please go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone from Indonesia. Good afternoon for you. Good morning and good day for you from Europe and USA. Tonight, I would like to tell you about the empowering individuals through educations. Nowadays, the education is very important in our livings. Even we are the society or society, and especially for the students around of us. Education empowerment in the process of providing individuals with the skills, values, become active, informed, and responsibility citizens. The educations can help people navigate life challenge. We can make informed decisions and contribute to societies. We can make informed decisions and contribute to society. Education can empowerment can help individuals in many ways, including economical growth. Education is a key driver of economicals, and educated individuals are more likely to secure better job opportunity and can contribute to economy. About economicals, the peoples around they really need about educations during for the marketings, selling and buyings, transactions, sellings and buyings. How important about the education in marketing through of economicals? We must learning about maths. We must learning about language, how to speak with another people or the customers around of us. Especially about the currency. We learning about the money. The money from Indonesia we changing to dollars of USA, to peso of Philippines, and rupees from India, even from ringgit from Malay. That is called about economicals of marketing through of educations. Next, I'm talking about social developments. Education can promote socials, inclusions, and choices by providing equal opportunity for all. Next, health and well-being. Education individuals are more likely to better our healthy choice. And we can do access healthy care service. Example, check of dengue fevers. It is about the malaria and coughing running. Then we can giving the peoples or societies for the mosquito nets and the medicine, vitamins, and etc. That is the problems in the healthy cause about the educations. We can give education to the societies about how to care their healthy. So the society or the people can go to hospital to check up their healthy body. About the malaria, here's in Sumba Islands, every month the nurse and the doctors come from the hospital to check up of the malaria for us. Because the malaria is the reasons from the mosquitoes. During for the rain season in Sumba Islands, or especially in Indonesia, we have the malaria and the dengue fevers. So the hospitality for us, the government give us the mosquito nets and the medicine service for us. And then civic participant. We can educate the society around of us for the good things of future life. Education is very important to be active participant in civic lives. Through all activities such voting, volunteering, and political interest. About voting, here in Indonesia, we have do voting for presidential candidate election voting. It's already fun. It happens on the 2024 last years. And also for the candidates for the counseling governments and the heat for village, etc. So about the participants, civics, about the votings, the in Sumba Islands, it's very difficult to searching out about the sort how the people interact with us in the parliaments, about the elections. How important the government will be build and guide us in every moment of the livings to get the best of futures. Why we need the government in our livings? The government can save us. We have getting of the secure from them. That's about the civics. And then the last ones, the critical thinkings. About the critic thinkings, educations can help individuals develop critical thinkings, skills, learn question authority. You and I must have the lots of skills. Skills to speaking, skill writings, skill educated another people's. Sucks, Mr. Sonals, guide us how to speak as well, so all of us can improve one each others. And then I'm talking again for the last one about the responsibility. In educating for the students and societies, we are need for a responsibility. If you don't do responsibility, there's nothing to do. No point we do educated for another peoples. You and I as the leadership, you and I as the peoples who's loving for education for the students and societies, we must be empowering peoples around of us. We must be the leaders. We must be responsibilities to help students around of us.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Because
Sorry
we
to interrupt
are
you.
the icons.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you please conclude?
Yes.
Can you please conclude? Sorry to interrupt you. Please conclude.
Yes. Because the last one, my words, because we are the icons who can bring up the students and the peoples become brightly for the futures. We will getting change through of educations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this inspirational talk. Actually, yes, we could love to hear more from you, but we have time constraints. So sorry, I had to interrupt you. And really, we educators, we are doing a great job. It doesn't matter which country to which we belong to, but everywhere we are actually empowering individuals. And it is not about just like we are empowering a student that is studying in our school or college, but we are empowering so many families together. And that is the greatest task with each of the educators are doing today. Thank you very much for joining with us and for this inspirational talk. So now it's time to move on to our next speaker from India, and that is Nahid Reza Sir, who will be speaking on the topic creating a culture of inclusivity. And he is a change maker and a leader principal of Acme School of Learning. So over to you, Nahid sir, and the next 5 minutes are for you, Nahid sir. The Nahid sir is not in the meeting. Nahid sir, I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Over to you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry for interruption. My sincere gratitude to Sonal ma'am. She always gives outstanding topics, and what I am feeling is that no, we are improving as team and community. So my sincere gratitude to respected colleague as well, and above all, outstanding host Anju ma'am. The topic given to me is creating a culture of inclusivity. This is outstanding topic because I believe in inclusivity, right? So before we start this topic, we need to understand what inclusivity is. Inclusivity is not diversity. Inclusivity is empowering, valuing every opinion, perception, people. And people are the essential component and leading factor in school and colleges. Since I am in school, I see myself first. If I am aware of my biases, do I have preconceptions about anyone? So we need to understand why. Because as a school leader, we must be very much aware of our views, our perceptions, right? So this is to be assessed daily at regular basis. If possible, we should try to define a colleague who can give us feedback in the form of great opinion, what is going on, what is going right, and if we are moving towards the right direction. For that, we need to establish we need to establish proper vision for school so far as inclusivity is concerned, because people are to be valued, empowered, and above all to be respected. We are having children, and children are very delicate. Everyone is talking about instructions, teaching and learning process. First, children should be welcomed no matter what their background is. If we start welcoming children, they will come to us running, and they will have their outstanding social skills, because primarily we need to make students well versed with the social skills. If they are socially included, respected, empowered, and loved, so teaching and learning becomes very easy, because children are well prepared to learn things. And when these things are happening, half of our work is already done. So my sincere message is to make students inclusive in this form. And yes, I always talk that we should be example, because children are learning from us. If we are biased, they understand our attitude. Which attitude do we carry? Because we are transferring every attitude, every perception we have. Either we are talking or not talking, because our body language is telling, right? So before we speak, our body language speaks. So please understand, children understand everything. This is to be understood by us. So we need to practice before we start speaking. So no matter everyone, see, different castes are there, different religion are there, different backgrounds are there, right? So no matter which background child is, child has right to speak, to participate, and to be active in this teaching and learning process. Even I say that the green board which is there in front of the class must be 50% used by teachers and 50% by students. And we need to give today project based learning, because when children are together, they give their views. And if you're talking about that invention of aeroplane, right? Brothers were there, they also had different opinions. When we start having different opinions, and when we start accepting them, so sky is not the limit, because children have lot many ideas, so their ideas are also to be accepted. Otherwise they think that this world is normal. So we need not to keep status quo. We will have to move, because leadership is about movement. Life is about movement. And children have earlier, whatever was the fiction, today is the reality. So we are moving very fast so far as technology is concerned. And these torch bearers whom we are teaching will definitely be doing this world, will make this world better world. So our language should be inclusive. Let us study, let us go towards this, right? We are doing very well, right? So, and the sitting plan should be constructed and designed such a way that every child is included. No child is sitting back, no child is sitting in front. And rotation, right? So every child should be addressed, and their parents should be heard. Communication should be so much open. Toyota as organization has developed very, very fast. Reason being, they have accepted ideas. I visited, one of the leading corporate office of Microsoft that is located in Hyderabad. I saw that diversity is there. When diversity is there, different opinion is there. So innovation will definitely be taking place. And when innovation is there, addition of value is there. When addition of value is there, we start thriving, developing, and the sky is not the limit, right? So we need to celebrate diversity. We need to celebrate inclusivity, because these are the factors which will definitely be making this world better and more beautiful world. So my sincere gratitude to Sonal ma'am. She always gives us platform. She has been doing wonderful job, and we come across a lot many ideas. We are jotting down those ideas as well, right? So that we could implement, right? We can practice, we can enforce in the same in our schools and in our communities, and everyone is benefited. So my sincere gratitude to the founder, and Anju ma'am, and Rania ma'am has joined, above all. And I could see Marin ma'am as well, right? Jasmine ma'am, so, Sony ma'am, right? So, and Professor from Serbia. So my sincere gratitude to all respected colleagues. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. The best one.
Thank you so much, sir. And you spoke on something that is very, very important, that is being inclusive. Yes, being a teacher or being an educator, it is not just about just going to the class and telling something to the students, just tell them something that is written in the book, draw it on the board. But it is where you have to include the students. Because when we have the students, they are not just the students, they are learners. They need to learn. And they can learn only when, as you said, when they are valued, when they are empowered, and when they are respected. So that is very, very important that you said. And thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. It was very insightful. And yes, as Nahi sir was speaking about inclusion and inclusivity in the classroom. So to discuss more on this, with the topic, the power of inclusion. So I would like to welcome our next speaker, Jasmine ma'am. For this, she is an English teacher and researcher. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Hello to all. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from Vietnam. Um, Dear discussing guests, educational leader, and fellow changemakers. Um, it is my honor to speak to you today about a topic that is both meaningful and essential: the power of inclusion in education. Inclusion is not such a concept. It is driving for personal, community, and development. Uh, in today's world where diversity in culture, language, and ability is more visible than ever, creating an inclusive learning environments is key to unlocking every individual potentials. And inclusion means no one is left behind. It is a way we embrace every learners, regardless of who they are, where they come from, or what challenges they face. However, achieving inclusion is not easy. It raises many questions. How can classroom become place where all students feel safe, respected, and valued? How can we overcome barriers of language, culture, and accessibilities? And the answer lies in the use of modern technologies, digital learning platforms, artificial intelligence, it means AIs, and personalized thoughts provides appreciating opportunity to support students with different needs. Let me share a story. In a rural school in Vietnam, most students come from ethnic minority backgrounds. The school decided to implement inclusive education programs. Teacher, learner to use digital tools to help students struggling with the Vietnamese language, encouraging them to participate in groups activity in their native tongue. The results were remarkable. Students not only performance better academics, but also grew in confidence. It gave hope to hundreds of families, showing that education can bridge the gaps between the present and the future. Inclusion is not that of solution to current challenges. It is a foundation of a sustainable education system. When inclusion is at the center of education, we build communities where everyone is recognized and respected. And we also nurture global citizens, individuals ready to live, work, and live in a diverse world. More important, inclusion must be seen as a core value, not an option. It must be embraced in every policy and lesson and every step of the educational system. I would like to conclude with a call to actions. Let's start with small steps. Let's create classroom, school, and education system where no student is left behind. And let's do it not only because it is our responsibility, but because we believe that every student, regardless of their circumstance, deserves a chance to succeed. Dear friends, the power of inclusion is not only in what we do, but how we transform the lives of billions of children. Let us work together to press this power and shape an educational future where no one is excluded. Thank you, that's all from me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sona and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for another wonderful presentation. Because yes, as Nahid spoke about inclusion, and even you added to it something. Yes, of course, we need to create an atmosphere where the students are not left behind, because we receive students, we get students from different backgrounds, and as you were talking about a rural area in your country, and of course even in India, when we see even where I am, We have students from different backgrounds, different villages. They are sometimes they have never seen a city in their life, and they suddenly come to a college and how their experience. So actually, it is not that we have to tell the students to adapt to us. Somewhere we teachers have to adapt to it and involve them and include them in all the process, so that at the time when we just don't talk about education, but as you said, we have to talk about sustainable education, and that can be developed only when we actually explore this power of inclusion. So thank you very much, ma'am, for this wonderful presentation, for another insightful presentation. And next, yes, so now it's time to discover empowering diversity through emotional quotient in education. And for this, I would like to invite our next speaker, Ambassador Dr. Meherin Mia Ma'am from South Africa. And she is a global educational and transformational mental wellness advocate. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, dear sister Anjum. Assalamu alaikum, and I greet everyone a universal greeting of peace with blessings. It's lovely to be here, and I hope I'm audible enough. We do have a network issue, but I'm trying to keep this straight so that you can still get me. Today's topic very important, but I must firstly acknowledge everybody on the platform and give huge thank you to Sonal ma'am. Ma'am, without you, I don't think many of us would learn, because we do learn on these different programs that we have. We learn from each other, and we take from these different platforms and we go and we try and implement it in our different fields. So I really appreciate Metamorphosis, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, my topic is about empowering diversity through emotional intelligence, and of course that in education. It's a huge topic, yes, but if you break it down, I think everybody knows equality already. Everybody knows inclusion, because we've had two speakers already talk about that, so I'm not going to waste time on that. But if you look at diversity itself, let's understand first, diversity is actually where we recognize and we value that there is a difference in people around us. There are differences that will exist among different individuals, and these differences can be culture, they can be the background you have, they can be about your experiences that you go through, they can be about your different perspectives that you have on different ideals. And this is about how you create an environment where everybody's unique quality is actually recognized. It's not just dissipated simply because it's a little bit different. Everybody's quality is actually respected. It's celebrated, and it's where people can actually learn from each other as we grow together. And that is where it's very important for us to understand the concept, because when we talk about why is this diversity concept so important? It's because in education, we're mostly dealing with students and people who still have to learn tools for life. And without learning these things, without understanding what diversity means, then without diverse people, we must know we're never going to have thoughts and ideas that are going to be respected. It's impossible for us to actually grow as this whole big global community if we don't actually respect and understand and value everywhere that everybody's coming from. Everyone is their individual person with their own individuality. And that is something that really, really needs to be respected and understood. So why then do I push in into the topic, the notion of emotional intelligence? Because in today's very diverse world and inclusive world, we need this concept of emotional and intelligence to be within us, because it plays such a crucial role in how to foster any positive environment you want to be in, how to foster any kind of respectful environment that you want to be in. And you don't have to look on a global community. You can look just at your home, in your home space, in your communities itself, in your society that you are in. You will see that there is segregation, there are barriers, purely because people do not communicate and because they don't understand each other. They don't take the time to learn and understand these things. And there's no intelligence about how we can emotionally link ourselves to each other at the same time. And we all know, people with this very high level of emotional intelligence are kind of better equipped to navigate certain spaces, especially if it's diverse spaces that we have to navigate through. And we're able to build stronger relationships with different people. And that networking is what we need in order to be able to take us through to different areas, especially when we're in the education sector. Now, if we have to talk about how this emotional intelligence can promote diversity, it's actually many aspects. I'm not going to take too much of time, but if you look at it, there's empathy that's required, right? There's where you have to actively listen to the next person, because you have to know that every individual needs to be able to put themselves in somebody else's shoe to understand that person's perspective. And when you do that, you have to listen actively and attentively when people are trying to voice their opinion or give their perspective on something. And when we're able to do that, you go to the third point of where you can learn manners of how conflict resolution can be sorted. And then once you get that done, innovation becomes a huge thing, because emotional intelligence can help us through how to develop innovative ideas and solutions that allow us to grow together. So by developing the sense of emotional intelligence, us as people can promote this level of diversity. And why in education? Because everything stems from education. This is where education plays a huge part. And even in my country, I'm trying so hard for us to learn that these concepts of emotional intelligence and self-awareness and empowerment, etc., they need to be thrown into the curriculum in our school sector, so our children can start to learn about these traits, about these qualities, because it's through education that we can actually foster how these traits can make them better people that can become better leaders. Because it doesn't just happen that they become leaders. It has to be coming from a specific space. That's where I'm going to pause. I don't want to take too much of time. I do know there are other speakers, but this is where I wanted to say we need to empower first ourselves. And then whether you're a lecturer in a university or in a classroom or even a parent just at home, education starts with how you're leading your example. It is you who leads that example of education, and it is you who can lead by accepting diversity, learning more about yourself, learning through community projects, etc., and then help our children to also learn through education to empower themselves to understand other people, and then we grow together as a society as a whole. So thank you so much again for having me. It's lovely to see all of my other people that I know here, too many names to mention, but lovely to see you, Rania, again. And yes, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, of course, as you said, in fact, the most important thing that you said, everything starts from us. We feel that okay, we will be telling so many things to others. We want to preach so many things to others, but before that, we should just learn. We should try to practice it ourselves. In fact, preaching without practicing has no meaning. We should tell our students, not the students, anyone around us, whether they are our friends, colleagues, family members, anyone, what we actually feel, how we lead our life. That is something we should be sharing, and only then it will be effective. Even as parents, as educators, if you're just going on telling a student like, okay, don't do this, but the student sees that you are doing the same thing every day, so it is not going to have an impact on the student. And of course, as you said about emotional intelligence, empathy, it should be still there, included in the curriculum, because especially about this for the younger generation that we are facing in schools and colleges, self-awareness, empathy, emotional intelligence, it is somewhere it is lacking. And educators, we really have a very great responsibility to develop all these qualities, because it doesn't matter whatever you become, but we are human beings first. So we need to develop this human quality. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. That was so great listening to you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much.
And now I would like to call upon our next speaker, Aisha Khatun, ma'am. She is headmistress of North Point Residential School, Siliguri, West Bengal. And her topic is empowering diversity in the inclusive education system. So yes, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Aisha, ma'am. So the next 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Anjum. I think I'm audible. Okay. Very good evening to one and all. Great greetings from
Good evening
India.
from Indonesia too.
Thank you so much. And now, without wasting any time, I would like to directly focus on this topic. It was a great saying from Anjum ma'am that before anything, we all are human, and humanity must be there in whichever education system or whichever paradigm we are following. Now, my topic for the day, the concept of diversity in inclusive education, which actually means diversity in inclusive education encompasses acceptance and respect. Understanding that every individual is exceptional and each and every individual should be recognized with their differences. They have differences, maybe in culture, differences maybe in language, differences maybe in gender, differences maybe in appearance, lifestyle, food habits, social as well as economic status. Whenever we see children in our school or any institution, or even people working in any corporate world or any other places, many different linguistic people come together. Many people belonging from different socio-economic status, socio-economic background, culture, religion. But when we come together and work cooperatively, that creates a great impact. And giving respect to each and every religion, culture, taking acceptance of their strength as well as their weakness, creates an empowering educational balance. Now, what are the advantages of diversity in inclusive education? The first advantage is built in cultural value. Whenever we have diversity in education system, we have witnessed that a cultural value is being appreciated. The cultural value, equality, morality, traditions, each and everything is balanced, and each and every child is special. Now, in order to upbuild this inclusive education, diversity in inclusive education, the first and foremost role play comes up with teachers. So whenever there are multilingualistic schools, whenever suppose there are scheduled tribe schools, always appointment of teachers comes from that ground only, because they feel safe. When we go to Philippines and we find some of our culture background, or suppose I'm from India and I went to Philippines, and I get over there who can speak an Indian language, I'll appreciate much more. I'll be much more closer to that person. I'll be relying much more to that person. So when diversity in inclusive education comes up, multilingual languages plays a very important part. And over here in education system, teachers plays a very prime role. So that's why whenever we appoint a teacher, we must always appoint teachers with different multilingualistic backgrounds, so that students feel safe, students feel secure. We can upgrade the diversity inclusive education by implementing different teaching materials, which can include books, articles, videos, journals, door-to-door education system, where students will be able to share their viewpoints and will be able to adapt whatever the education system is being implemented wholeheartedly. We can encourage the students with their participation. Opportunities must be given to the students to share their culture, to share their tradition, group activities, group projects, presentations, exhibitions, music classes, hobby classes. Morning assembly can be depicted on different traditional outfits, different traditional background and culture heritages, restrictions, so that many others who don't know about those cultures can know about those cultures, can accept each other wholeheartedly. Now, how can we enhance the diversity in inclusive education? It can be done by promoting multilingual education system. Although we have second language as multilingual, where second language, people can opt for any language as a second language in schools, whether it is state board school, whether it is ICSE board, whether it is CBSE board, or whether it is any international board of education. Even in colleges also, second language choosing second language, an option is always there. So this multilingual religion teachers can encourage students to learn, speak, and participate in activities with great zeal, confidence, and these students can showcase their talent in other activities. Now, by creating these all things, we can uphold a safe and a very welcoming space for the students. Because we have mostly seen there is a bifurcation between the schools also or in the institution, whether it is college or university. We have seen there is always a separate bifurcation of students due to their social culture, due to their background, due to their status. In order to remove this, these institutions and teachers must play a very great key role to create group sessions. And while creating these group sessions, teachers must always focus towards including all backgrounds in different groups, all backgrounds, mixed backgrounds in different groups, so that they can share a very brilliant bonds, very brilliant ideas, creative ideas, and this way they can upgrade your educational academic progress also. Celebrating diversity. In any institution, when we celebrate May Day, when we celebrate Rabindra Jayanti, when we celebrate Bhanu Jayanti, when we celebrate Guru Nanak Jayanti, different cultural celebration is very important in an education institution. This implementation enhances students to learn about other cultures, traditions, diversity, and also respect other cultures. No one is left behind. Each and every individual has different strength and weakness, and we need to appreciate and we need to encourage everyone to collaboratively come ahead, whether it's a teamwork or whether it is individual achievement. But together we can process and we can progress much more ahead. One very vital thing is that when I talk about diversity and inclusive education, parents' involvement is very much necessary. If institutions welcome the parents wholeheartedly, whether it is parents-teacher association or whether it is mother-teacher association, we can see that this community members helps a lot in the students' development as well as in the institution's development also. And there is no bifurcation then. We are not segregating anyone. All different linguistic people are celebrating together, they're learning together, they're enjoying together, they're getting their academic excellences together. And hereby, we can create a great bond also. And in many of the institutions, I have also seen that this inclusive diversity, when we talk, we have seen that it provides accommodations to the students with disabilities. We need to provide this because when we are talking about special education or inclusive education, special students with disabilities should be given great preferences and accommodation must be available because it's when we talk about schools in the rural areas, it is not always possible for the people of that social background to bring these students every day to school because school might be miles and miles distance from their home. So institutions must provide residential facilities for those students. And most importantly, how can we upgrade the diversity inclusive education is a collaboration and teamwork. When institutions focus on the teamwork, when institutions focus on the collaboration of students, they get a definite result. And when I am talking about fostering education system in inclusive education, in diversity and inclusive education, what are the outcomes that we can come up with? It improves academic performance, it develops cultural competence, it increases empathy and understanding between students, it increases creativity and innovation, it improves social skills, and students get the ability to communicate. And whenever we have great bonds, especially the mother teacher or with parents teacher or with the school community or with the student community, here's Hereby, we get to see great progress not only in the institution but also in the education system. And I, being principal, I always focus towards this, that too many students must be engaged in different competitions. I always inform my teachers, ask my teachers to select different students, because some may be a very good speaker, some may be a very good debater, or may be a good in quiz, but the same student shouldn't be chosen in dance competition or singing competition or cooking competition. Different students must be chosen so that everybody feels special and everybody gets an opportunity to exhibit their talent. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonal ma'am, for the opportunity. Thank you to all the speakers, Anjum ma'am, Rania ma'am, Nahid sir, Marine ma'am. Thank you so much. It was great to listen to you all. Sona ma'am, and I'm so much thankful to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, and we are thankful to you, ma'am, for such an insightful sharing. And yes, of course, you said when we talk about when no students should be left behind, and you told your experience as a principal that you take care that every student should be involved. Yes, because everyone has their own interest. Some may like painting, some may like singing, some may like me like dancing. But it really depends upon the leader of the institution, as you said, how they involve the students. Because it will help them in development, their own personal development. It is going to help a lot, and especially involving parents. It is very, very important. Thank you so much. It was really great listening to you. And we hope to have more sessions with you. It's always great. It's always great sharing your experiences, listening to your experiences, in fact.
Thank you, ma'am.
And now let's move on to our next speaker. Yes, Dr. Rania Lampo, ma'am, from Greece. And as we know, she is a STEM instructor from Greece. And today she will be sharing her views on the topic inclusive curriculum design, integrating multicultural perspective. So over to you, Rania, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to everyone. Warm greetings from Athens. And in the spirit of the previous presentations, we'll discuss about some approaches, some strategies, how we can integrate multicultural perspectives into our classrooms, because classrooms are becoming more and more multicultural, especially in my countries. We have a great number of refugees. So we need an inclusive curriculum design, which actually can play a crucial role in fostering understanding, respect, and equity in education. So first, what are the approaches and some strategies? By designing culturally relevant content, to develop course content that reflects a variety of cultural backgrounds, traditions, and viewpoints. This includes incorporating literature, for example, or history, or science, or art, and examples from different diverse cultures and communities. So why this is important? Because students feel more engaged when they see their own cultures and experiences represented. It also helps all students understand and appreciate different cultural perspectives, which is essential in building a more inclusive society. Secondly, the multiple perspectives on global issues. We need to encourage students to analyze global issues such as climate change or human rights through multiple cultural lenses. And this fosters critical thinking, allows students to appreciate how different cultural and social factors influence perspectives on common global challenges. And why this is important? Because it promotes global citizenship and helps students develop their skills to engage in respectful dialogue with individuals from diverse backgrounds. By incorporating diverse learning materials. So when used textbooks or digital resources or case studies that reflect diverse voices and experiences, choose authors, historical figures, examples from a wide range of ethnicities, gender identities, and social backgrounds. And why it is important? Because this way, this offers an exposure to a variety of voices that helps break down stereotypes and encourages students to think critically about dominant narratives in their disciplines. So more inclusive also assessment, evaluation methods, design assessment tasks that allow students to express their understanding in ways that are culturally relevant to them. consider alternative assessments and projects or creative works, acknowledge that there are diverse learning styles and cultural approaches to knowledge. And why? Because standardized tests or traditional assessments may not always align with the cultural context of our students. So offering varied assessment options promotes equity and allows students to demonstrate their learning more authentically. Promote multilingualism. This means encourage the use of multiple languages in the classroom, especially environments where students said before come from diverse linguistic backgrounds, or refugees or migrants. So allow students to use their native languages in discussions and writing as part of their research process. And why? Because multilingualism enriches the learning environment and, of course, values the cultural heritage of all students. It can help students from diverse backgrounds build confidence in their academic abilities. So engage students always in cross-cultural dialogues, facilitate class discussions, group work that encourage them to share their own cultural experiences and perspectives, use collaborative projects that require students to exchange with peers from different cultural backgrounds, because cross-cultural dialogue helps students develop empathy, the cultural communication skills, and a deeper understanding of global interdependence. Of course, teacher professional development is important. Provide training for teachers on cultural competency, which is not easy here in Greece. We have still the case of racism, xenophobia towards the foreigners. Train them about the implicit bias, about strategies for creating an inclusive classroom. Encourage teachers to reflect on their own cultural assumptions and how they may influence their teaching. So all these strategies alongside with how it's important to build a safe and inclusive learning environment where all students feel safe to express their opinions and identities, set clear guidelines on respect, on encouraging open discussion and addressing issues of discrimination and biases, because a supportive environment is crucial for effective learning. When students feel respected, they feel valued, they feel loved, they're more likely to engage actively in their education. And of course, build connections with local and global communities to bring real-world multicultural experiences into the classroom. This can include, for example, guest speakers or field trips or collaborations with schools in other countries. So culturally relevant content, educators should ensure that the curriculum reflects the diverse cultural backgrounds of all students in the classroom by conducting, for example, cultural audits in the curriculum, review existing curriculum materials or textbooks or lesson plans to identify whether diverse cultures and perspectives are represented. So check for gaps or biases or overrepresented representation of dominant cultural narratives. So this can help educators to do what? To identify areas for improvement and allows them to make conscious efforts to include materials that reflect a variety of cultures, of ethnicities, or experiences. Include literature, case studies, historical events, examples from a wide range of cultures, adapt instructional strategies, invite student input and participation, collaborate with families, as you said before, and communities. All these issues, it's about how it's important to include the voices of marginalized communities in curriculum design by promoting equity, representation, by enhancing cultural awareness and empathy, by challenging biases, stereotypes, by empowering the marginalized students, by promoting social justice and critical consciousness, by broadening the scope of knowledge, by building a more inclusive learning environment, and through diverse learning materials. So what criteria should educators use when selecting learning materials that reflect diverse cultural experiences? One question: authenticity and accuracy of representation, the diverse voices and perspectives, the cultural relevance to the student population, the inclusivity and avoidance of bias, the focus always on social justice and equity, and multiple learning modalities and formats. The age, of course, appropriateness, accessibility, opportunities for critical thinking and discussion, and the global and local relevance. And of course, textbooks and digital resources should be adapted to ensure inclusivity for students from different cultural backgrounds, so incorporate diverse cultural perspectives, and use inclusive language. Language should be neutral, respectful, inclusive, avoiding stereotypes or culturally insensitive terms. Inclusive language helps ensure that all students feel represented and respected. For example, it can replace gender-specific terms with gender-neutral language. There's a whole another webinars that are being conducted on this topic, how to use gender-neutral language. And provide bilingual options, so we can use culturally relevant examples. We can include culturally diverse visuals in media, promote, of course, critical thinking about cultural diversity to ensure accessibility for all learners, regularly update the textbooks and those materials to reflect the current cultural context, collaborate, of course, with communities, with diverse educators. So I concluded what to say by that by creating authentic cultural perspectives, by using inclusive language, by providing multilingual options, by ensuring accessibility, educators can create a learning environment where every student feels respected, engaged, and inclusivity in educational resources not only fosters equity, but also enriches the learning experience by exposing students to the richness of global cultures and perspectives. Thank you very much. And Happy New Year again, all.
Thank you so much. And as you were speaking, just of course, when we talk about diversity, and in fact, every event today, we can see most of the time we kept on discussing about how we could practice inclusive curriculum, but still knowing that we are having people, we are having actually students those are coming from different backgrounds. We have to respect each tradition. We have, and moreover, as you said, even the educational material, the textbooks that we are using, it should be upgraded, it should be updated. That's very, very important, and that is something where we lack, especially for the technical education. If you say the technology is changing so fast, but the curriculum, changing the curriculum, the government has nearly said some of their procedures, so sometimes it is very difficult. But beyond that, the education institutions are still trying that, though the syllabus cannot be changed at means just 2 or 3 days because the technology is advancing, but still they are taking so many steps, they're doing so many things so that the students are aware of the latest technologies, the latest skills that will be required, and we are trying to develop that. And it was really great listening to all of you today, and hope yes, of course, anyone who listens to this, it will help in the metamorphosis of their thinking on education. And this was all about. And before ending the session, if any one of you would like to add something in just a minute, in just 1 minute, if anyone would like to add what all of spoken, or any kind of feedback that you would like to give, Professor Dr. Jalina ma'am or Jasmine ma'am, anyone, if you would like to speak something.
Yes, I want to wish Metamorphosis many more years of successful sessions and
Sure.
more international exchange, more programs, more valuable and precious insights, and always under the leadership of Dr. Sonal, who inspires us and is always pioneering in the field of education. Happy New Year and with Metamorphosis. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone who would like to add something? Would like to add something to this? Aisha ma'am or Jalina ma'am, anyone?
Yes, and Jum ma'am, thank you so much for giving the opportunity of sharing our views and thoughts. Metaforces is a platform where we all speakers are not only allowed to speak on various topics, but it is also a platform where we can share our views and thoughts about different things. And most of them, I believe, are educators, those who are in this platform or those who are in this team. So we as an educator work hard to upgrade the not only the education system, also to give a perfect utilization of education to all the students, and that is what our main agenda is. Working hard in order to upgrade the education system for all without mentioning or skipping any diversity. But creating diversities in education with all these students coming up from any background, any economic background, or any tradition, any culture, they all are same for us. And we work hard in order to give equality to everyone. whether we don't become gender biased. Any gender, any sex, any culture, any tradition, any religion, any background, we give. I am sure each and every educator, each and every teacher of the globe, of each and every corner, work hard in order to upgrade the education system. And special thanks to the teachers who really work hard day and night in order to prepare the assessments for helping not only the regular students, but also the students those who are learning in the distance education system. And I really appreciate the teachers also who work hard, whether it is school, whether it is college, whether it is any other institution. Maybe it is a state board or not recognized or working as a home tutor also. I really appreciate and I'm thankful to each and everyone's views and thoughts. People really work hard and definitely we all are growing ahead. Previously, India is a land of agriculture. Previously, 70% of Indian equity was dependent on agriculture. But now we all are going ahead, whether it's in architecture, whether it's in IT, whether it's in sports, whether it's in fashion or hotel industry, anything. Students are coming ahead. They are growing. So India is growing ahead now. And yes, one teacher creates a very balanced life, a very upgrade life to so many children. Hats off to each and every teacher. Today in this platform, I am really thankful I got an opportunity to speak beyond my zone and I'm able to thank everyone. Anju ma'am, you did a brilliant job. Thanks to Sonal ma'am, who always inspires everyone. She keeps on reminding us that speakers, please enroll yourself. Speakers, please share your views. Speakers, she reminds us about the dates also. Hats off, Sonal ma'am. Thank you so much. Great respect for you, Nahid sir. He is so engaged in empowering education. Great respect to all of you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Share over here, Aisha ma'am. My full thank you to Anjum ma'am. Whenever I ask her to host the session, she always says yes. In spite of challenges we all face, in spite of time shortage we all face, none of the members over here from the last 4 years I'm connected to them, they never say no. So what education teaches us the most is collaborating on a very supportive manner. The word support has a very huge meaning, and I think most of the educators sometimes fail over here. The meaning of support is you need to give support to each and everyone, no matter whatever your shortcomings are, no matter whatever your challenges are, no matter which corner of the world you come from. So that vibes have to sink in, that connection has to be seen through your actions, through your words, through WhatsApp messages that yes, we are there, don't worry. So this is actually the meaning of education, whether you are connected to science, technology, information, computers, whatever. Support means education, and then the whole world will automatically change and become in harmony. So thank you, Anjum, for being here for the whole year. My full gratitude to Anjum for carrying out this wonderful session, the first session of 2025. Definitely the year ahead will be more amazing. Thank you so much. Over to you, Anjum.
Thank you so much, Sonal ma'am. And thank you to all the speakers for such a wonderful session. Yes, it was the first session of 2025. And we hope to have many more sessions ahead this year. And I know that if every session when we have, yes, we see that it is a topic on which we are going to speak about, but we never realize that actually we are learning and we are helping even others to learn, because when others speak, we actually listen to them and we learn a lot. So all the sessions are going to be full of learning. And so as we said, as we always say, that being educators, we should never stop learning. And this is a platform.
Yeah, one thing I would like to share over here on the platform of Metamorphosis for everyone across the border, across the globe. The educators that are connected to me over here, I have seen in the last 3 years, they never run for awards, number one. And they are hardworking people, not running for PhDs, not running for doctorate, not running for those artificial achievements. They have worked hard, they have achieved through their own hard work, and that is what actually I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. I admire those people who sit and just wait and let the universe reward them through their own hard work. So hats off to you all for being with me. So I am not a doctorate. I am not a person who is a PhD. I am just a normal person now in a position of a vice principal. So collaboration in true sense, hard work in true sense, not rushing for artificial degrees and artificial achievements. It is going to sink in, and the children will do that again, the same thing as you do. So don't make shortcuts for children. Tell the children to work hard, run through the rough roads, travel through the journeys that are going to take you into the dark tunnels of life. Once you emerge through the dark tunnels of life, definitely the sunlight will be more brighter and shinier. So, thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sonal ma'am, and thank you to all the speakers once again. And before going, I will not say bye to anyone. I will just say, so let's meet again and let's continue this journey of learning on metamorphosis. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Sonal ma'am. Thank you, Anju ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you so
most
much for
amazing.
support. Thank you so much for support science and education. Thank you very much.
A heart to everyone.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Bye
Please show your
bye.
heart.
Dear
Anju,
Rania,
click a
dear
picture.
Rania, Christmas Day.
And I
Dear
love you.
Rania.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My Rania. My Rania. Celebrate today.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, I'm not sick,
Congratulations.
but
I hope I can meet you all in the real
Very
world.
soon, very soon. Coming on the 10th with another bomb blasting session. wait for
That
the
I
amazing
can
host to create
sing a
something
song
different.
in India.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.